Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of Ask a Minecrafter. I'm your host Pixel Riffs and today's question comes from Glenn Goes Crazy who asks, can you show us the basics of redstone? And Glenn, I'm glad you asked. Redstone is one of the most interesting aspects of Minecraft, but at the same time it's also one of the most intimidating. It can be overwhelming as a newcomer to see redstone experts creating functional computers and 3D printers. And as far as gameplay goes, in the normal progression of the game, it's pretty avoidable. You can play through the survival game, beat the Ender Dragon, kill the Wither, and get all the achievements without ever touching redstone. Or can you? Chances are, if you've never laid a single piece of redstone dust, let alone crafted a repeater or put together a redstone mechanism, you've used redstone components. Buttons, levers, pressure plates, dispensers, pistons, even fence gates and doors are technically redstone components because they create or react to redstone power. Command blocks are also redstone components because they typically need redstone power to activate, but that'll be opening up a whole can of future episodes, so we won't go into that today. To use a real-world comparison, redstone power is Minecraft's version of electricity. If you want something to happen at the flick of a switch or the press of a button, you need redstone components. In basic redstone, there are three types of components: power components, which produce redstone power; transmission components, which, as the name suggests, carry redstone power from one place to another; and mechanism components, which react to being given redstone power. So let's break this down. Power components are the input for a circuit. Typically this is a player-activated thing like a button or a lever. Some power components, like pressure plates and tripwire hooks, can be activated by any entity, and so not just players, but mobs, armor stands, even dropped items. Other power components, like redstone torches or redstone blocks, stay powered all the time. Where you use each of these power sources depends entirely on what you want to activate and how long you want it activated for. Buttons only produce redstone power for a short amount of time. A wooden button stays on for 1.5 seconds, or as the game calculates it, 15 redstone ticks, while a stone button only provides power for 1 second, or 10 ticks. So you can use a button to turn on a redstone lamp, but it's just going to turn off again. On the other hand, a lever can be used to turn on and off a constant flow of redstone power. A pressure plate will keep the power flowing as long as it's still got something weighing it down, and placing a redstone block or torch in the right place will power the lamp, or whatever circuit you want to power, until they are removed. There are only really three transmission components: redstone dust, redstone repeaters, and redstone comparators. Redstone dust is basically the wire you'll use to connect the power source to the thing you're trying to activate. If you're trying to get power from point A to point B, as long as they're not too far apart, redstone dust should be all you need. To talk about repeaters, we have to quickly talk about signal strength. The average power component, a button, a lever, a redstone torch, produces a signal which will travel 15 blocks before it runs out of power. So if your redstone power has to travel for more than 15 blocks before it reaches the thing you're trying to activate, it will need a signal boost. That is where repeaters come in. If a signal of any strength is input into a repeater, it will come out the other side at full strength, so it can travel another 15 blocks. Repeaters have a direction, and they make sure the redstone signal can only travel one way. You can also use repeaters to delay a redstone signal for a few moments before it comes out the other side, and the more repeaters you include, the more you can delay the signal, which makes them vital for anything which needs precise timing. They're also useful for stopping your redstone current going anywhere you don't want it. For example, if you want to lay two redstone circuits side by side, but you don't want them to activate at the same time, laying a row of repeaters next to a row of, for example, redstone dust will make sure that the two don't communicate. Comparators are probably worth a whole episode by themselves, but they have two main functions. They can detect how much stuff is in a container, for example a chest or a dispenser, and output a redstone signal based on how full it is. Or they can compare the strength of two redstone currents, one from the back and one from the side, and output power based on those. But now we're getting away from the simple and into the complicated. So let's move on to mechanism components. These are pretty easy to understand. They're the things you power, like pistons, redstone lamps, or doors. Most of the time they are straightforward. If a door is closed, a redstone signal will open it. The reason this works, even when you just put down a pressure plate, is that the pressure plate sends a redstone signal to the blocks on all four sides. It can't travel any further without redstone dust, but if the door is right next to it, it will open it. We have only scratched the surface of what redstone power is, how it behaves, and what it can do. We'll be coming back to redstone in future episodes, so if you want to know more about a specific aspect of redstone, or if there's another topic you want us to cover, leave a question below. Thanks for watching Ask a Minecrafter. My name has been Pixel Riffs. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.